Good morning, you guys. Happy Tuesday. First off, I gotta apologize for a couple different things. One, for there being no Psalm Sunday video this week. We were on our way back from Branson, and by the time we got back, it was straight time for VBS, which is actually what you see set up behind me. But by the time we got back, I went straight into VBS, and so didn't get to get a Psalm Sunday video. I will make it up to you and do 2 this coming week. So we'll still be on track. It'll be fine. And then also, I apologize for no Monday video. Kind of the same thing. Went straight from getting back from Branson to VBS, and then actually went from VBS home. Of course, VBS is over at 8. By the time I got little Whitey, because I still have him, got home and stuff, it was like 9:30. And then I was just exhausted, so went to bed and then got right up on Monday and actually unloaded, sorted, counted, all that, inventoried fireworks because it is that time again. Super excited about that. So just didn't have time to get videos put together, and I apologize for that. But I'm here for a Tuesday video because we are still doing our Amplified series, if you will, about, leading up to camp. So this week is Amplify Your Worship, okay? So I came up with 3 things, once again, to amplify your worship. So number 1, give God honor and praise. So, a lot of times it is very, very easy when stuff is going great to continue to give God honor and praise. And it's like, God, thank you for this, thank you for that, thank you for, the blessings. But here's the deal, whenever we're going through valleys, whenever we are walking through a valley, are we still giving God the same amount of glory and honor and praise as we are when we're on a mountaintop? That's really what it comes down to. You got to think about. But in all things, we should give God honor and glory and praise because He deserves it, right? Even in the worst situation that you can ever fathom, there's still a reason to give God honor and glory and praise. There's still a reason. There's still something that has happened that God is good about. It's just how it is. We can walk through the hardest valley that we've ever walked through. For instance, our family walking through Grandma and her stroke and her brain aneurysm and all that. We can walk through that hardest valley, but there's still instances, there's still lots of ways that God is good. For example, she's still here with us. God is good in the fact that she is still here with us. God is still healing her. We fully believe that. He's healing her. It may not be the way we want her to be healed, but He is healing her. Okay? So there is always an instance that God is good. So we should always give God honor and glory and praise. And through that, we are worshiping Him and we're amplifying our own worship to Him. Okay? Number 2, thank Him for your blessings. So, and this is as simple as waking up in the morning and saying, God, thank you for waking me up again. It's as simple as just little thank yous throughout the day. God, thank you for a car that has air conditioning. God, thank you for a house that has air conditioning, because when it is 90 degrees and it reached, I think, 96 today, I'm thankful for a car that has air conditioning and a house that has air conditioning. It may not be as cold as I would like it to be, but it's cooler than it is outside, right? So thanking Him for our blessings is not some big elaborate thing. It can just be very little thank you Gods throughout the day. And I think that He recognizes that, right? He's going to take any sort of honor and praise and thanks that He can get. It doesn't have to be some big elaborate, you stop and you pray for an hour, 2 hours at a time, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. It can just be small, simple, God, thank you. And that's enough for Him. Okay? And then number 3, learn the names of God. So you say, learn the names of God. What do you mean? So think about it. Wonderful Counselor, Prince of Peace, Abba Father, El Shaddai, Jireh, etc. Okay, those are just ones I can come up with off the top of my head. But there are so many names for God, right? Alpha and Omega, whatever you want to go with. But learn the names of God and use them, right? Change it up in your prayers. Whenever I went on my first mission trip, I was going domestic. I didn't go international, I was going domestic, but they taught you like you were going international, because even though you're going domestic, you could be coming into contact with people that don't know Jesus, and it might as well be like they're international. Or you might be coming into contact with people that their barriers are put up like an international person's, right? You never know. So they taught us like we were going international. And so how they teach you going international, because sometimes they're sending people to places that, God is not welcome. So they always say that because their thing is prayer walking. And when you prayer walk, you pray out loud. Like you just pray out loud, just like you're talking to a friend. But they always taught us to use Father, because if we use Father, then people don't know, right? I mean, they obviously can figure it out, but it's not as in your face as saying, Jesus, God, Lord, Wonderful Counselor, whatever you want to say. So they always taught us to use Father. So that's what I go back to a lot, is Father, because, I don't know, there's just some sort of connection there for me between that and my mission trips that I've been on. Father is just my go-to word. But throw in some of those other names for God, right? At least learn them and know that He is so big and so powerful and so mighty that He has so many different names. Be mindful of that. He is a God of wonder, a God of glory, and just a God that has so many different names attached to Him that bring Him praise in some way. And that's what's so cool about digging into those names of God, is learning what they mean. Right? Going to the what's the word I want? I want to say I'm going to say basis, but that's not what I want. The context of them and figuring out what they mean and why they're names of God. That's so cool, because then you can use those in certain times. Maybe you're trying to go through a stressful situation and you want to call on the Prince of Peace, right? Something like that. You can use those in certain situations. So give God honor and praise, thank Him for your blessings, and learn the names of God. Those are 3 ways that I think you can amplify your worship. How do you think you can amplify your worship? What did I leave off this list? Let me hear it. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss, because I would love more ways to learn of how to amplify my own worship. Everyone, have a great Tuesday. Have a great rest of your week. And of course, go be the example.